Well, hello. Jeremy Knight here with our weekly check-in about all things happening at St. Paul's United Methodist Church. I pray that you are doing well and staying warm on these chilly days, and thank you for hanging out with me for just a couple minutes. I'm not going to go through all the wonderful things that are going on, the opportunities to serve, opportunities to give, opportunities to connect in small group. Those are all listed in our weekly newsletter that many of you I know get via email on Wednesday mornings. It's also posted to social media. If you by chance do not get that email and would like to, please let us know. We would love to add you to that email list and make sure that you are informed about all the ways that we're connected here and are connected to our community. I just want to say thank you for the ways that you are engaging the season that we are in right now as we are revisiting, perhaps maybe visiting for the first time, a deeper conversation around those grounding practices, those really important disciplines of our faith that awaken us more to God's presence in our lives. I've heard from many of you that what we talked about this previous Sunday is a pretty good challenge for you. I know it's a challenge for me. I know I mentioned that. But, and it's the practice of being still, of being silent, finding moments of solitude. Those things all kind of play into one another. And I know that by listening to many of you, you share my also struggle with that of finding times to be still and to be silent. So I just want to encourage you to keep trying. We're not going to be perfect at it. Those of you that may have stepped out into those practices this week, that made that commitment, may be finding that it is truly difficult to begin, but stick with it. It is rewarding as we find ways in our own life to be quiet and to find space in our own lives to hear God and to be with God in the silence. So just want to encourage you that. I also want to talk to you a little bit about what's coming this week. We will continue in this conversation and we'll talk about another deep and meaningful spiritual practice that our faith invites us to be a part of. Before I get into that, just as a reminder, this is the first Sunday of the month. It will be February 1st, which means several things. One, we will observe family worship. Our kids will be with us. Those older than nursery age, 5 and older, will be with us, and we welcome that. We welcome all that comes along with that, and so please do not be worried about bringing your kids to church. Please, dear Lord, sweet baby Jesus, that is what church is, all of us together. And so just know that. We welcome and look forward to our kids being with us for the entirety of worship this Sunday. And because we're going to end, like we do each family worship, coming to the Lord's table and observing Holy Communion. So we look forward to that. Hope that you are looking forward to that as well. But with that being said, we also will be talking about a very, I will say difficult and somewhat confusing, and for many of us very awkward invitation to fast. What does it mean to have a rhythm and a tradition of fasting as a part of our spiritual growth and our spiritual disciplines? And I'll be honest with you, most of us, when we think fast, we think of a dietary fast, right? Like I'm going to fast from these type of foods, or many of you I know that have observed fasts before. It's not really about maybe health or diet, but it's about your dependence on the Lord, and that you're not going to eat. Maybe it's from sun up to sundown, where maybe you fast and you spend time in prayer and you seek the Lord in that time. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those fasts. Those can be very beneficial. Those can be very meaningful, and God can show up and use those type of fasts. But that is not the only type of fast that we are invited to take part in. There are other fasts, and we're gonna hear from a prophetic word from the prophet Isaiah this week about the fast that the Lord requires. And he was speaking directly into the established church, the established folks of faith who were practicing fasting. they were abstaining from certain foods, and they were doing the fast as many of us think, but yet God speaks through the prophet a really serious and profound word about the fast that the Lord requires. And so it's incredibly rattling and startling, interesting. It's all of those things. And so I'm excited to have that conversation with you this week about the fast that the Lord requires, fasting from the things that truly matter in the Lord's eyes. And so I'm excited about that. Please try to be with us. I know it's going to be, the weatherman is not being nice to us so far about Sunday morning, but we will be here. The heat will be on. There will be warm, loving folks here that will embrace you. And we will, of course, be together and spend time in worship. And we look forward to being with you Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. Gosh, who am I? Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m. Before that, of course, there's Adult Sunday School at 8:30 that you are welcome to be a part of. And then there's a time of fellowship at 10 a.m. Here in the narthex with refreshments and time to be together, and then worship at 10:30 a.m. Hope you'll make it out. Stay warm, my friends, and I will see you